Hey, welcome back. Good morning to all of you. In this chapter we're gonna discuss about the anger, what anger is, and the different types of anger. So let us now start with the anger first. What anger is? Anger is something that we all go through in this life, but we are still not clear that what anger is. So anger is the emotion that we all feel at times. It's also known as second-hand emotion. Do you know why it is called second-hand emotion? Simply because it's not first-hand, that's why it's second-hand. Sorry, jokes apart. It's second-hand because it's always dependent on something. Either people or event or action or any kind of such situation. If we talk about the definition of anger, then anger is an intense emotional state of displeasure, which also involves a strong, uncomfortable and emotional response towards someone or something you feel has deliberately done you wrong. Confused? Somewhat confused. This is more or less bookish kind of definition. So anger is actually an emotional response. And if there is a response, then there must be an action in the background to trigger a response. If there is a response, then it must be directed towards someone or something. Let me make it more clear with the help of an example. In a bright sunny morning, you are walking through a street and listening the music, and suddenly somebody came from the nowhere and passed you brushing, either deliberately or might be incidentally, but you started fuming. You felt like to hit him on his head and put him out of way. You also used few choice of inappropriate words, such as "Oi, are you blind, man?" because somehow you couldn't control yourself. That is anger. It's actually an aggressive response out of emotion. You must be heard of Newton's third law of motion, that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. This is somewhat applicable in the anger as well. An angry response for any inappropriate action. Do you think that anger is an entity? No, it's not. It's absolutely not an entity. You become angry. Anger is not something sitting somewhere and you gonna hate it. You become angry. And when you become angry, is it pleasant for you or unpleasant for you? Unpleasant in the most of the cases. Although getting angry is not at all bad, it's a normal, usual, healthy emotion, either to motivate you or find out the solutions of the problems. But when it gets out of control and turns destructive, it may lead to problem. Problem at work, in personal relationships, in overall quality of your life, on your health, or maybe on the state of your mind as well. So if it is good also and bad as well, then what is the challenge? The challenge is the knowing the difference between the useful anger that can help still revolutions and the useless type of anger which can tear us down. So in this course you will have insight about the real reasons for your anger and some anger management tools that you should learn and practice to keep your temper on bay so that it cannot hijack the plane of your life. That's enough about the anger, hoping you probably understood about the anger. In the very next lecture I will be discussing about the different types of anger.